hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Anas bin Attan Malik. My dormitory is B092010 and 256. And we are from BMMD 1/1. Next one is Miera.
Okay, my name is Miera Sofea. My metric number is B092010198.
Okay, proceed to the next one, Hakim.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Ruslan. My metric number is B09104009.
Okay, we gonna start our discussion. So good evening everyone, and welcome to our focus discussion about OSHE legal requirement in business management and the specific aspect of the occupational safety and health. That or the simple word called OSHA in Malaysia. So I am joined by two esteemed panelists, Hakim and Miera. So let me start. So Hakim, can you start by explaining the main roles of OSHE legal requirement in business management?
Okay, firstly, thank you, Anas. Certainly, the OSHE legal requirements serve primarily to protect employees from workplace hazard. They ensure the business implement educate safety measure and provide training to manage risk.
Okay. Thank you, Hakim. Miera, how do legal requirement affect day-to-day business operation?
Okay, they actually require a business to regularly assess to risk, develop safety protocols, and ensure compliance through audits and training programs. It is about integrating safety into everyday practices, safety and well-being of employees, and OSHE management systems. Primary objective is to ensure the safety and health of employees in the workplace. It could help protect employees from accident, injuries, and occupational disease by implementing safety measures and procedures. What about you, Anas? Can you give a point about safety measures and procedures?
Sure. Okay. The first point is the legal requirement. Numerous nations have stringent regulation and laws pertaining to workplace safety and health. The implementation of an OSH management system facilitates compliance with this legal requirement, thereby reducing the likelihood of fine, penalty, and legal liabilities. So the next point is for the risk reduction. OSH management system aid in identifying and mitigating hazard and risks in the workplace. This proactive approach can reduce the likelihood of worker injuries and property damage by preventing accident and incident. How about Hakim?
Okay. My point for safety measure and procedure, my first point is to increase employee morale and productivity. Safer workplace frequently result in increased employee morale and productivity. When employees feel safe in their surrounding, they are more likely to concentrate on their work, resulting in greater productivity and job satisfaction. My second point, cost saving. Preventing workplace incident and illness can result in significant cost saving for business. Significant cost saving can be realized by preventing workers' compensation claim, medical expert, and protective lawsuit. So my third point, reputation and brand image. Compliance with OSHE regulation contribute to a positive corporate image. Business that prioritize the safety and health of their employee are often viewed more favorably by customer, investor, and the public.
So, is there any negative impact or benefit about OSH management?
Yes, actually there is a negative impact in management, which in term of cost, the company must allow time off for the workers to attend an occupational health appointment and reviews. Second is to have an efficient and effective occupational health service, you have to train your managers, HR teams, trade unions, and other employees on what they can and cannot do through your OH service. The third one is you will also need to write a policies and procedures for your company to cover a main point of referral, health surveillance, and management action. The last one is time, which waiting for things to happen in occupational health and can sometimes take a while.
So for the benefit?
For the benefit, it has several points that can be tested. The first one, it has potential to reduce insurance and liability costs. Then positive employee impact and protective of worker health. And then exchange image between your company for employee, companies, client, and customer and stakeholder. Improve regulatory compliance, improve employee performance, reduce cost from injury and illness, improve relation with OSHA and other assured agencies, and lastly, better employee relation within the company. Everyone is on the same page regarding safety.
So, Hakim, can you elaborate more on the detail of the responsibilities business that have under the Factory and Machinery Act 1967?
Okay. Business must ensure machinery safety, regular maintenance, and adhere to specified guideline for operation. They must also report any incident or accident related to the machinery.
Okay, so Miera, moving on to the next one, moving on to the OSHA 1994, what are the key features of this act?
Okay, thank you, Anas. Actually, OSHA 1994 focus on general safety and health regulations, workplace policy development, employee training, and emergency preparedness.
Okay,
Okay.
so Hakim, how does the OSHA 1994 define the responsibilities of the employees?
OSHA 1994 defines response employee is employee are responsible for providing safe workplace, preventing health risks, and fostering a culture of safety. They also must provide information and training of OSHA.
Okay, okay, so Miera, what about the employees? What are their responsibilities?
Okay, as an employees must comply with safety procedures, use protective equipment, and report hazard. They also encourage to participate in safety training and programs.
Okay, Hakim, how do the regulation address at the workplace hazard?
Regulation address workplace hazard is the regulation require hazard identification, risk assessment, and implement control measure. Regular monitoring and health surveillance are also the key to the regulation address workplace hazard.
Okay, Mira, is there any specific industry where this act are more critical?
Yes, actually industries such as construction, manufacturing, and chemical processing have exposed to risk and thus require strict adherence to OSH law.
Okay, Hakim, can you explain the concept of due diligence in the context of OSHA?
Okay. Due diligence means that employee must take all reasonable precautions under the circumstances to prevent injuries or accident in the workplace.
Okay, Mira, how does the OSHA 1994 encourage the reporting of the incident?
establishes clear procedures for reporting and requires employers to investigate incidents to prevent future occurrence. That's all.
So Mira, can companies be exempt from any OSH requirement?
In general, no, because all businesses must comply on OSHE requirement, but certain small operations may have relaxed standard. It is vital to consult the specific regulations for details.
So Hakim, what are the penalties do business face for non-compliance with OSHA 1994?
The penalties that business face for non-compliant with OSHA is they can face a substantial fine, operation shutdown, and even jail time for executive if non-compliance lead to severe accident or fatalities.
Mira, does OSHA 1994 apply to all employees or some employees are exempted from this act?
Yeah, it applies to all employees. However, independent contractors might fall under different regulations, but the workplace safety principle remain the same.
So Hakim, how do business typically ensure that they are compliant with OSH regulation?
Most of business conduct regular OSH audit. They provide ongoing training and engage with OSH consultant to stay compliant.
Mira, can you tell us about the role of OSH officer in the business?
OSHE officers are responsible for overseeing compliance, conducting training, and implementing safety protocol. They are the go-to expert within an organization.
Okay, Hakim, how do this OSH law affect the mental health of the employees?
OSH law affect the mental health employee. They require a business to consider the psychological aspect of work, such as stress management and providing support for mental well-being.
So Mira, are there any recent amendment to OSHA 1994 that business should be aware to?
Yes, there have been updates focusing on increasing fines for non-compliance and emphasizing the mental health of workers.
Okay, so Hakim, how do OSH law interact with workers' compensation or workers' compensation law?
OSH law work in tandem with workers' compensation law to prevent workplace injuries and ensure that workers are compensated if injuries occur.
Okay, so Mira, what's the role does technology play in OSH management?
Technology plays a huge role from safety monitoring device to training platform and compliance software. It could help streamline many OSH processes.
Hakim, can you discuss the importance of the safety culture in an organization?
Yes, safety culture is fundamental. It is about creating an environment where safety is prioritized and everyone feels responsible for it.
Okay, Mira, what is the challenge business face in implementing OSH?
Challenges include the cost of implementation, staying updated with regulation, and ensuring employee participation into safety program.
Okay, Hakim, how should business prepare for the OSH inspection?
Business prepare for the OSH inspection. They should maintain record of compliance, ensure all safety measures are up to date, and have a clear protocol for inspector to follow.
Okay, good point. Okay, Miera, how does the OSH legislation impact the small business differently than the larger one?
For small businesses may struggle with the resources needed for full compliance, but the principles of OSH still apply regardless of size.
Okay, so there is no any one-sided issue. So, Hakim, can international OSH standard influence local Malaysian business?
Yes, absolutely. Many Malaysian business adopt international standard like ISO 45001 to enhance their OSH practice.
Okay, Miera, how do business handle the OSH training for the employees?
OSH training is typically handled through regular session, e-learning modules, and practical exercises relevant to the employee's roles.
So, Hakim, in what way do business document OSH compliance?
Business document OSH guide is documentation include audit report, training report, incident log, and risk assessment.
Okay, how do emergency response plans fit into OSH requirement? Maybe Miera can answer this.
Okay, they are critical. By the business must have plans for various emergencies, conduct drills, and ensure everyone knows their role during the emergency.
Okay, so what is the importance of OSH in for business reputation?
Strong OSH practice lead to a reputation for safety and responsibility, which can attract talent and customer. My personal, that is the most important of OSH for business reputation.
Okay, so Miera, are there any sector where OSH is particularly challenging to be enforced?
Yes, in sectors with high risk factor like mining or offshore drilling, enforcement can be particularly challenging.
Okay, Hakim, how do regulation ensure the safety of temporary or seasonal workers?
Temporary worker covered under the same OSH law as permanent employee, and business must provide the same level of protection. That's how the regulation ensure the safety of temporary or the seasonal worker.
Okay, so Miera, can you elaborate for me the employee feedback or explain the employee feedback in managing OSH?
Okay, employees' feedback is essential for identifying unseen risks and improving safety protocols.
Okay, so how can business stay ahead of potential OSH legislative changes? Mr. Kim, can you answer this?
Uh, Business stay ahead of condition OSH legal change by engaging the industry bodies, attending OSH seminar, and consulting legal expert regularly.
Okay, so Mira, finally, what is the future of OSH management in the business?
Okay, the future will include more advanced risk assessment tools, better reporting systems, and a stronger integration of employee well-being into OSH policies.
Okay, thank you. I think there is no more question to be asked. That's all for our discussion about rules of legal requirement in business management. and Occupational Safety and Health Act in Malaysia and its salient features. Thank you, Hakim and Miera, for your insight. This is conclude our discussion. Let us walk toward a safer workplace.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.